Hey guys, Zoe here with all the Evos. How's it going? I'm going to start a new called Grid, Evo driver mini interview. So I figured I would start with myself. Got Apollo, my Evo IV out today, and kind of kick it off. Okay, question number one, why the Evo? The Evo has always been one of my dream cars, one of my favorite cars. One of my favorite things about them that drew me to them originally was just kind of their boxy body lines. They're just kind of boxy and a little awkward looking, and I've always been attracted to that. And then once I started to learn more about cars, I realized that they were four-wheel drive, turbo, and it just made it all the better, and manual. And so I've always been in love with these cars. I love how raw they feel. How long have I had my Evos? I've had the Evo IV now, so I paid for him in December of 2020, but I had to wait for that 25-year roll to kick in here in the US, so I imported him November of 2021. So I've owned him for just over 3 years, but he's been out here for just over 2 years. My Evo VIII, I have owned for just over 10 years. So I've had my Evo VIII for a long time, and I have many memories, smiles, laughs, tears, and all of the above with my Evo VIII. That's my baby. Next question. What is my favorite thing about my Evos? So my favorite thing about my Evo IV is honestly probably that it is stock. It's so much fun to drive. It's my daily driver. It's just fun to rip around town and road trip. Plus I love that this has a sunroof. My Evo VIII, my favorite feature on my Evo VIII, honestly, the 8s and 9s, I've always loved the fender body lines. Those like sharp lines, like, oh, being a photographer, like, I love those. So that's probably my favorite thing about the Evo VIII in general, about my Evo VIII, just that it's mine. I love it. Next question. What's my favorite memory with my Evo? So my favorite memory with my Evo IV is probably gonna be either seeing it for the first time or the road trip last year to SoCal Mod. That was so much packed into like 3 days. It was hot as hell on the trip there. I got hit on the highway, like meeting everyone at the actual event, the Tommy Mackinnon that was there, seeing the Cyber Evo tribute. Just like so many things, like visiting Period Correct for the first time, so many things packed into a very short trip. So that was a lot of fun last year. My Evo VIII, honestly, my favorite memory is probably my first ever track day. It was a Friday at the track at Summit Point Motorsport Park in one of the Virginias, I can't remember which one. And it was just a blast. It was so much fun pushing the car. I had an instructor with me. He would yell at me because I would always lift up on the straights, and he's like, throttle, throttle, throttle. And I would pass a couple of the guys with new C7 Corvettes, and my instructor just thought it was hilarious that this girl in this Evo was passing them. And so that was probably my favorite memory with the Evo VIII. Next question. What other hobbies do I have? My other hobbies include photography, so automotive photography. I'm not pro, I'm just a hobbyist, and I'm going to keep it that way. But I thoroughly enjoy photography, taking photos, getting out, shooting friends' cars, shooting cars that I just like in general. I shoot almost all the content for this page, with the exceptions of a couple collabs here and there. So yeah, photography, and outside of that, cars, that's all I really got. Formula One, I enjoy Formula One, but that's still cars. Those are my main hobbies, and they take up all my money and time. Next question. Future plans for the Evos. Future plans for the Evos. This one is actually currently in progress. So I'm gonna put stock suspension on the Evo IV, raise it. I have some OZ wheels my friend's letting me borrow, and I'm going to rally cross this car this summer, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. I wanted to rally cross it since I got it. Everyone told me not to because it was too clean, but I've kind of battered it up a little bit with the headlight, and then my front lip's falling off over here. It's got some dents and dings. So now's the time. I am going to finally rally cross it and have a fucking blast. I rally crossed a black Evo I used to have, and it was the most fun I've ever had in a car. So I'm excited to get this on the dirt. My Evo VIII, it's in a storage unit, waiting for its turn for modifications. So the Turbo C's gonna just replace it with an Evo IX Turbo. And that is going to be the track car. So soon as I get a turbo replaced on that, that will be hitting track days out at Utah Motorsport Campus. Hope you guys enjoy this series. Again, it's going to be called All the Evos Grid, Evo Driver Series, quick little interviews, so that we can hopefully, you know, bring the community even closer together, learn a little bit about each other, and connect a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Leave feedback. I always appreciate feedback. Helps a lot with growing this page, and I truly appreciate everyone's support with this page and this brand. It means the world to me, and I love seeing all your guys' comments and tagging all the merch and everything. So keep that coming. Peace.